Welcome to 3Bs on a Mission, where we finally realize we were never asking for too much, just asking the wrong people.
Amen.
Word.
God, yes.
Right? Okay.
True.
There you go. So that's how we're coming in today. How you ladies doing?
Good.
You want to do some affirmations and then we'll do some updates and go from there? You want me to start? You guys want to start?
Sure.
Me? Okay. My affirmation this week is my presence is intoxicating and irresistible.
Oh my God. So mine is my energy is addicting. Look at us. Same.
There's a theme here.
Look at that.
There's a theme here. Okay.
Wait for
There's
it.
a theme. Tolly?
Mine is my presence lingers in their thoughts long after I've left the room.
Damn. Okay. Okay. Just for anybody who's watching us, we didn't even talk about this. We didn't coordinate this.
None.
We didn't do.
Nothing.
I didn't know anything that you guys were gonna say. Okay. So
Nope.
obviously, this is a vibe. This is like a next level vibe that we're all feeling about ourselves. Okay, which I love.
Yeah.
I think this is awesome.
Yep.
Okay.
And it's going to be part of like, okay, so are we ready for my little thingy?
Yeah, go for it. Okay, tell us what's happening.
Because again, they don't know what I'm coming in with ever. And I did.
No,
all I said with Wendy was,
trust me,
this is something that you're not gonna have to cut out
or get banned from
I promise,
YouTube.
Right. I promise you, whoever anybody is praying to or thanking the universe for or whatever, a lot of people have a lot of thanks to give to Wendy because she uses discernment, and I say what I say, and Wendy's like, ooh, we're gonna just take that part out. So but anyway, so last week, remember you were like, hey, anything going on? And I was like, I'm just trying to embrace the new, right? And you're like, you're not going to elaborate.
Like
you're just
really
going to
cryptic.
Right.
Okay.
Where Wendy and I, again, I call Wendy the new awakening. Okay.
Yeah.
Because you're very like, oh my God, this is amazing. Everything's new. And you like to share and you're like, oh my God, does this happen to you guys? And, you're still really excited about things where I'm like, I don't share
I'm like
shit.
a child, basically.
Right. Look, but because it's new. It's new. So you know, and that's exciting for you. I'm so far into this. I'm like, I don't share shit. I don't need anybody's validation. I don't need whatever. Yeah. So, we also talked about how my twin, for now it's been probably 6 weeks, how it's been desolate, the void. And Wendy said, oh, there is a part of the journey. And again, Wendy will look up all this stuff. I don't look up shit. Yeah. She looks it up and she's like, oh my God, it says that, there could be a void, whatever. And so I kind of went with that. But I did bring my cards because I had one tarot deck that I completely resonated with. And I want to kind of show you why and how this all came about this week when I bought 2 more tarot decks. So in the tarot deck that I always used, here's my twin. Here he is. Page of Wands.
What
okay.
card is that? Page.
That's the Page of Wands. There he is. Okay.
Page of Wands Peaker.
So he comes out Page of Wands Peaker, or the energy. He's always in King of Pentacles. So we know it's him speaking when these come out. When it's him and not spirit and talking to me, this is how I come out because this is who he sees me as. Okay. So we understand they come out. And he's with
what was your card?
9. My bad.
9 of Pentacles.
9 of Pentacles. And
okay,
that's my card.
That's how he sees
for
you.
him. Right.
Okay.
I'm either King of Wands, Queen of Swords, Empress, depending on what energy I'm in. But if he's talking, I'm always 9 of Pentacles. And then what would come out for the last 6 weeks is what I called my twin card, okay? So it's temperance, all right? But if you see, it's twinning, right? So in this deck, I always saw this as the twin card, okay? Usually it's the 4 of Wands, 11, 11. That's your twin card. I always saw that as foundation. This comes out twin card, okay? So again, I haven't heard, connected anything with him in weeks and weeks. No dreams, no peeking around anything. I don't hear anything. Even in my card readings, if either of these two cards pop out, this pops right over it. Okay. So again, he comes out, this comes over it, reading goes on, and it's never about anything him. It's about me, it's about whatever general reading is going on, what's going on around me. So I didn't think anything of it. I'm just like, okay, it's desolate, it's a void, whatever, until I got my 2 new decks. So my 2 new decks, I again said, okay, identify who everybody is in this deck. My twin came out very King of Pentacles in the one, and the other one, he was the Fool. It doesn't matter. Anyways, but anytime his card popped out of these 2 decks, this entire week that I've had the deck, Temperance pops out over it. And that Temperance isn't like this one. That Temperance is divine. It's like an angel on the one. It's something on the other one. But it's very much shutting it down. It is divinely shut down. So anytime he is trying to come through, that Temperance card is hitting it. Like, boom, shut the fuck up and go sit down. And I was like, damn, wait a minute. So y'all are shutting this down. And what I hear is, yeah, we are. Because you're not seeing what we're trying to show you. And let me explain why. So I told you guys last week, I went to the store and there was this, I dropped my receipt. And again, I'm in the store. I look homeless. I look homeless. Okay.
So basically like Tuesday or whatever.
Yes. Yep. Yes. Any day that I'm not recording, basically.
Yeah.
I even show up here looking homeless most days. But at least my hair's washed. So I'm looking straight homeless. There's nothing, hey, Tally, there's nothing great about anything happening over here. Okay. So I go into the store, I drop my receipt, and I told you. And this guy comes running from like 3 registers over to like bend down on the ground, pick up the receipt, and hand it to me. It's a receipt. Okay. I didn't even look him in his eyes. Okay. I was just like, oh, thank you. And I just kind of kept it moving. And then like walking out, this other guy stops traffic and was like, he looks at me, he's like, ladies first. And I was like, you just stopped a lady and some dudes and what? For me to walk by?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Hey.
Like what? And you know what? I couldn't tell you what either of those dudes look like at all. Because I don't look. I just keep it moving, I took myself to dinner and, just waiting in line, to go in or whatever. Somebody comes up and starts talking to me and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why are you talking to me? I can't even tell you, and so I'm very not anything, right? So today, usually I've actually made an attempt to not look homeless a little bit, and I'll go to the store after I record with Tali here. But today I was like ready early and I was like, I'm going to go to the store, come back, and then, I'll go record. So I go to the store and I'm in these pants that don't have a drawstring. And all my clothes are really big at this point.
What could go wrong? What could go wrong, right?
So, right, all the way wrong. So I'm getting lettuce because that's what I eat all my vegetables.
Because you're a rabbit.
So I am. So I'm bending over to get my lettuce and I pick up the first package and I'm like reaching back to get, the good one in the back. So I'm reaching back and I feel my pants start falling off.
Oh, stop. No, stop. This is ridiculous.
Yeah.
Okay.
because why not, right?
Girl.
Why not flash everybody in the vegetable aisle? I was like, oh shit. But I really want to, I had the other bag of lettuce so I just kind of try to throw the lettuce. So I'm throwing the lettuce at myself, and I've got as my 2-year-old grandson calls it, my pack. My pack was on. So, I have my pack and I'm trying to throw the lettuce at myself. And while like pulling up my pants,
Hold up
I
your
turn my
pants.
head to hold up my pants. And as I turn my head, I come face to face, and I am not kidding you. I am this close to this man who is also like, I don't know, he was getting some shit, and he happened to stand up same time I did, but I turned to pull my pants up, and we're facing, like, if I just puckered up a little bit, I would have kissed this man. Like, we are right here.
Awesome.
And he's right here, and he's kind of like deer in the headlights. I'm holding my pants and my lettuce, and I'm like, I'm so sorry.
Oh my gosh, this is ridiculous.
But what I hear in my head is spirit. And they're like, how in your face does it have to be for you to start seeing what we're bringing you? How in your face does it need to be? You have become too too complacent with being in your own energy because your twin's energy is with you all the time. And you've become so like, oh, I'm good here all by myself. But we have more for you to do. And we're not sending you more lessons. So your twin came in as a lesson. Okay. And that's why he had to like follow me and like pursue me and do all of these things to get my fucking attention, because then he had to smack me down and give me a lesson and whatever. What we're sending you now, these aren't lessons. These are gifts. These are people that we're sending to you in your life to give you something. Now, does that mean relationships? I don't know. Does that mean connect? I don't know. But I don't look at anybody. I don't see anybody. Okay.
Yeah.
And it had to be this dude. I feel so guy with your protein shakes and but that 2-second eye contact with that guy, I can tell you, I was telling Towley, I was like, I immediately knew if I looked him dead in his eye and was like, I'm going to need your car keys and your wallet. Like, I knew I had it. And I know that sounds arrogant. I don't know how to say that without sounding arrogant, but
yeah, you were just
I don't mean arrogance by it. It was just like, he just kept like, he was stuck. And I was like,
yeah,
okay, sorry, let me hold my pants and keep it moving. But I got the message. So my, is the void as part of the journey, whatever, I don't know. But I know now why it's part of my journey right now. It's
right.
I have more things to do. He has more things to do, whatever those things are. But I can't be complacent where I am. And I'm all over the place. So it's not like I'm like permanent in anywhere. I'm everywhere. But I'm not seeing anything in front of me. You know that saying, like, stop and smell the flowers or whatever? They're like, we're throwing flowers at your feet and you're not smelling them. You're not even looking at it. You don't even know how rare these flowers are. We're literally throwing at your feet. You don't have to work for them. And I was like, okay, shit. So that was the new I'm embracing.
I see. Okay.
I just need to. So listen, I'm not like calling the fuck boys. No, that's not it. Like,
no, that's the last thing that you want. Okay.
Right.
And listen,
let me make
in the energy that you are now, you wouldn't tolerate it anyways. I'm telling you.
No.
Where maybe in past you would entertain it, like maybe we've all entertained that.
Right.
You know.
Well,
at some point in our lives. But it's not now. You wouldn't. Your skin would crawl. I'm telling you.
Right. Well, and that's also part of, I have to show them. So I went from my twin, who was, he wasn't vocal about any feelings, anything like that. But when I tell you, it was just like this man that, I almost kissed with my pants down in the vegetable section of
with your
the store, holding my lettuce.
Tolly, you
I
should
can
go start going to the grocery store with her after recordings. You guys would
yes,
probably have
Right?
all kinds of fun.
it would be a pants down aisle 1.
Oh my God, the two of
So
you would be
it was
hilarious.
the same thing I saw in that guy.
I
Like
need a scooter.
I saw,
You'd still be slaying in a scooter though, girl. I'm just telling you.
hell yeah. My
With
God.
me
Wouldn't
in
even
the
matter.
basket part.
Hey, it wouldn't even matter. You could be in a scooter, be in the basket, and still be slaying. Okay, I'm just saying.
Slay
Okay.
bitch. But yeah, but I went from somebody very driven, very like all of that to then that relationship, which I don't even want to validate, but there has to be an understanding that comes out about that that one he used to in the very beginning of that relationship. If anybody knows that song by Kane Brown, Thank God, listen to that song. And it was he'd play it every morning. Like he'd get up and he was
Yeah.
just like so thankful for me and so all of this or whatever. And then he broke me down little by little, first like mentally. And, if I get my hair done or my nails done, I was a skank. Or
Like, who says that? It's awful.
God, it was. And then he broke me down financially. And then he broke me down. He just broke that. And I was like, this dude has the mental capacity of a fifth grader, the emotional capacity of a toddler. So he can't intentionally be doing this because he's not smart enough to. But it's not intelligence. It's tactical.
Yeah.
It's learning. My 2-year-old grandson knows that he can throw a fit and get these things from his parents because it's a tactic where he knows he doesn't get that from me. And this is the same with this relationship or whatever it was. It was tactical. It wasn't that he was doing it intelligently. He was just doing it because he knew he could get something from it. And he did.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to look at anybody else because I'm like, okay, if they don't come in like my twin did, where they're like grabbing at me and like, oh, they're gonna prove it. They gotta jump over all the walls and all of this. I don't want anything to do with it. Where I'm like, Divine was like, oh, seriously? Cool. Sit down because we're throwing them at your feet with your pants down. I don't.
And a handful of lettuce.
And a handful of lettuce.
It's incredible.
So sorry,
Yeah,
I didn't mean to like.
Yeah,
but
I think that's awesome. It's just interesting to hear what you're going through in your journey. Because we do often talk about those things a lot. I'm not any of that. So I can't relate, but I'm just listening. I'm just
not
listening.
not in the vegetable aisle, pants down, lettuce up.
No, I'm not any of that. No, I don't know what I am. So that's why I just stay quiet. Cause like, I don't know.
Yep.
I don't know. Very emotional. I can tell you that, but that's just like that's a Tuesday for me.
Yep.
That's Tuesday for me. So I just keep quiet about it and just keep moving. So, and someday I may know, someday I may not. I don't know. I have no idea.
You will.
But
You
yeah,
will.
so that's hilarious though. I could just see all that happening. And I'm coming out to spend time with you this weekend. So
That's why I got the new tarot deck. Because I was just like, I knew. Yep, you have to come to the grocery store. Oh my God. That's just so fun.
Goodness.
At this point, I'm just like, oh God. We'll see.
I will share something kind of spiritual that happened to me. And this is kind of really woo-woo, okay? But I'll share it anyways.
Woo woo.
Because I can't make these things up. So for a while, we talked about how I was in my masculine energy and, balancing that. And I do think that continues to happen because that's part of your spiritual awakening and ascension is that you're always going to be in a perfect balance of your masculine and feminine. And so that needs to continue to happen for me and it will. But the last time that G and I were together, I was the whole devil and the ace of swords and all of that kind of thing. Since then, I can confirm that I have transitioned from both of those energies, that I am not in devil energy anymore. I don't even think I have the capacity to hold devil energy at the moment. So, but I'm not. And then, I'm in a feminine energy again, but it'll come out as a few different things. For a while, it was coming out as the Queen of Cups, and then once in a while it would come out as the Queen of Wands, which makes sense for me because both of those things are very much the way that I am, like very creative, kind of inspirational. I'm Nancy, you got this, and then all of the Queen of Cups love, for people. So that makes sense to me. But I was it always happens when I'm trying to fall asleep or I get woke up or whatever.
Mhm.
I hadn't shared this. I think maybe I told you, G, I don't know. Like I had fallen asleep a few weeks ago and then I woke up. I don't know. This is just a thing now. Like I'm just like, okay, like I wake up at all different times. But I woke up and I was thinking, oh crap, this is probably the twin, whatever, because that's usually what happens. It wasn't. This time it was God's source spirit, however you wanna see it. And I hear them say to me, like, I need you to come with me. And I was like, okay. And so I'm led into it's always a room. I'm led into this room
Mhm.
and the door closes behind me. And all of a sudden the room fills with like this bright white light. Like I was so bright, but it didn't bother my eyes. It just was I just noticed that the whole room filled with light, and the light was the warmest love I think I've ever felt. The only other time that I've experienced that, two times. One, when my daughter was born, like that kind of warmth of love, and then also when I realized and met my twin, because what you're doing is you're witnessing God's love in a person on earth, right? So there's a soul bond, soul connection. So that's what it feels like. But this room was like filled like that with this white light. And I'm thinking, what in the heck is going on here? And all of a sudden, like I realized that I'm now wearing white robes, that they've put like these white robes on me, and I was like, "Okay, okay." And then I felt like a presence put a crown on my head. And then I heard them say, "And now you are the empress." And I was like, "Okay, okay." I mean, it was very emotional, but I felt all of it, okay? I felt all of it come in, and I thought, "Okay, I think it's just a marker on my journey. Like for me, they do like this for me because it's more, I don't know, experiential. I need this or whatever. But it was like, and now you are the empress. And I'm going to tell you from that day forward, and it'll be interesting when I'm with you, G, is that anytime that there's a reading, that I do a reading or I have a reading, now either all four queens will come out, which is crazy, right? Like all the queens will come out at once, or the empress card. And so it's just to kind of confirm to me, like, yeah, what you experienced was real. Like, that's real. Um,
So I
yeah.
got two things. So the first thing is you talked about that feeling when Liv was born. I wanted to go back to that because you and I, we have expressed how we were sisters, we're siblings, but we were passing ships for years and years and years. And you did say in previous episodes until I awakened and then we got close and we had more of an understanding, especially once you awakened. But that wasn't it. When
Mm,
we got back together was when Liv was born.
yeah.
That's when we reconnected.
Yeah.
It was with
Yeah. That
Liv.
makes sense.
It got deeper
As
when
those other
I
things
awakened,
happened.
you awakened. Yes,
Yeah.
but Liv was
Yeah.
that connection.
Yeah.
That was I just needed to put that there. And secondly, the whole Empress thing, was that before or after I got my new decks and I sent you the video of saying,
It
"Hey,
was
look, you're
before.
showing up
Yeah. It was
as the
before.
Empress now."
Yeah. It was before. That happened before. Because your
Okay.
new ducks just
Because you
came
didn't
in.
tell me that at all.
This was probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Okay.
And so, yeah, it must be I didn't tell you, but yeah, that actually
No,
happened. And so there you go. It's confirmation again because I didn't tell you. I thought I did.
no, you didn't.
But yeah, the other thing I want to say about Liv being born is, and we've never mentioned this, this is how magical we are. G and I actually have two children who were born on our mother's birthday.
Yep.
Now, I mean, think about the chances of that. So
Mhm.
she gave birth to her child 16 years before I had mine. And then I would always joke, like, the joke would always be like, "Hey, what'd you get, mom?" this year for her birthday. And then she'd be like, well, I
Okay.
had a kid, so whatever. And so when I was having my daughter, she was there. She was in the delivery room, she was,
Yep.
for that whole experience. And
Mhm.
she was, and I remember when she was born, I said to G, I'm like, hey, would you get mom for her birthday? I was like, because I just gave her a new grandkid. And she almost wasn't born on mom's birthday,
Right.
because I had
Right.
her at 10:25 at night, and I had been in labor for, like, 12 hours, like, all day, and I
Mhm.
thought, "Oh, man, maybe she's not gonna be born on mom's birthday," but sure enough, the universe was like, "Nah, another one."
Yep.
So, we always say to our mom, like, "You must be pretty special that you had 2 grandchildren born on your birthday that share that with you." So,
And mom used
anyways.
to joke that Julian was gonna be born on her birthday, and I was like, "No, that's 2 weeks after my delivery date."
Yeah, yeah,
And there
and
he
you
is.
went 2 weeks late, and
Yep.
Livy was much more prompt. I was only 3 days late. Her original
Mhm.
due date was the 12th, and I had her on the 15th.
Yep.
So, but anyways,
We couldn't make it
all
up
the
if we
Libras, by the
tried.
way, all the Libras in our family, all the Libras. We're surrounded by Libras. Everybody in our family is like, it's like first we call it first Christmas.
Yes.
First Christmas
Yes.
in our family
Yep.
because everybody's a Libra.
October.
What?
Well, I mean, Michelle is a Scorpio,
Right,
but
because she's at the end, right.
Quinn
But
and
all
Emmett,
October.
they're all the Libra. They're
Livy,
the
Julian,
Livy, Julian, mom.
my
Yes,
gosh,
all of
they're
them.
all Libras,
So,
all of them.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah, October is
yeah.
definitely first Christmas for
First
us,
Christmas,
and
yeah.
so good. There's 10. There's 10 birthdays in
Yeah,
October.
10 birthdays in October, so we have to have
Mhm.
first Christmas.
Yep.
That's crazy.
10th month of the year,
Yeah.
10 birthdays. Here we go.
Yeah, so it's kind of interesting. I never understood what the significance of that is, but someday I think spirit will show us, like, what the significance is of us having 2 kids on mom's birthday. I don't know. I don't know why that happened,
I'm
but obviously
I'm
it's
telling you,
intentional.
but mom's where we got our gifts from. She's just
Mhm.
not awakened to it because our mom's been having dreams since we were little that are
Yeah.
completely days before completely right on. But
Yep.
I don't know. There's been keeping her in the lower vibration all these years. I won't say who that is, but
Yep.
I will say there's something definitely keeping her in a lower vibration. If she ever awakens to that, that's going to be. You think
Yeah.
our gifts are on point?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that could happen for mom.
Mm.
She is very receptive about all this stuff now. I think it's blowing her away most of the
Yeah,
things that we say and show
yeah,
her, because like she'll call me and she'll talk about stuff and she'll be like, okay, well, this was my lesson for the week.
yep,
It's just kind of funny,
yep,
it's funny. So I
yeah.
think
It's a
it will
different
change
energy
her.
now.
Yeah,
Yep,
it will
it
change her.
is.
The other thing that I was shown recently is that, I really have been asking a spirit, like, I what in the heck? Like, what in the heck am I supposed to be doing? Like, what, I mean, we do this podcast. We're doing it because we were told to do it, right? So we're doing it to the best of our ability. I don't know. Like, I'm not sure if this is, I just say every week, just tell us what we're supposed to do and if it's supposed to change. And let me tell you, like, sometimes the messaging changes on a dime. Okay. Like,
Yes.
sometimes without any warning, I'll be like, well, we're scrapping this and we're going with this now.
Yep.
And that'll happen. And I'm just trying to figure out what I'm supposed to be and do in this life. It's like, obviously, I was awakened for a reason. I'm learning that, like a lot of people, I have gifts, I just do like we all do. And I'm trying to figure out what those are and try to hone those in and still do all my healing stuff, trying to face all that stuff that I need to face to clear the path. And they're good about showing me that stuff. So one of the things that they showed me recently was that I said, God, what am I supposed to be? Like, what am I supposed I mean, I'm supposed to be
What am I
me,
supposed to be when
right?
I
But it's
grow
like,
up?
well, yeah, but it's been my question my whole life. But what am I supposed to be? Like, what is my path? Like, what am I supposed to be doing here? What am I doing? What am I? So it's been hard for me recently. It's just trying to find that identity and like the new, right?
You don't need.
Well, yeah, I mean, whether I do or not is just a question, and I think that's normal. I think a lot of people probably think about that too,
Yes.
is like, well, what the hell? Like, what am I supposed to be
Yep.
or do? So
It just
they,
it just will fall into your lap.
yeah, yeah. Well, so one morning I was meditating and during my meditation, spirit came to me and said, "I want to show you what you are in life, what your role is, what your purpose is." And I was like, "Okay. Okay, like, hey, let's just go on I go on all these little adventures. I go dig out in the field, I go in rooms, I do all these things. Whatever. I don't know. I'm
Yep.
just used to it. I'm just like, okay, cool. So they show me a mirror. And I thought, okay, am I supposed to interpret this? Like, oh, I already have one of those. Thank you very much, that I've been wrecked many times over the last, long time. No, 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 not your mirror. You are a mirror. And I was like, I'm a mirror. Like, what the hell does that mean? Like, I don't know what that means. It's like, and so what they showed me
You
was
do.
that my role in this lifetime, and probably other lifetimes too, but I'm just talking about this one, is to be a walking mirror for people and to be an activator for people. And so just being in their presence and just listening and just reflecting to them and you will come across many people in your life that we're going to just place you in their path, and all you're going to do is be a reflection back to them. And so, even on this podcast, like it's like you are reflecting to people and you don't even know it. You are reflecting what they need to see and feel in themselves and face in themselves. And you may not even realize that that's what you're doing. But this is what they show me. They're like, you're a mirror, you are a walking activation. You are just, sometimes you're just going to be called to just be in a place just to activate people. And it's funny because you talked about mom over the summer when I was falling apart and telling her all this stuff last summer, that was happening to me. Like I was awakening and like I can't explain how I'm seeing things and whatever. And she's just like, okay, and being like mom and listening and being like, holy crap, and she's like, but I
Mhm.
know you, like you're, I believe this about you. And she was very supportive, obviously. And she was like, and I sat there for a minute. I was like, Mom, I think I got to tell you something. I go, I think I have a tendency to activate people. And I said this before it was even confirmed to me. I was like, I think I have a tendency to activate people when I'm kind of spend time with them or I'm in their presence. So if something happens to you, whatever. And it was like shortly after that, she started having dreams again.
Yep.
First about Cameron and stuff. And then she called me and was like, oh, this started happening for me. And I was like, yeah, I think that kind of happens. But yeah, so that's what they showed me. I'm not really sure what that means totally yet, but yeah, mirror activator, I don't know. So wherever that'll go. I'm not sure. Oh, well, we just did a whole bunch of stuff before we
I know.
even said anything, but apparently
Do.
we were supposed to. So, okay. I have a short little message this week, and it's about it's called Caterpillar to Butterfly: The Path to Ascension. And I'm inspired by that because of it's springtime here where we are in the world, and you start to see kind of all these new forms of life coming about in the spring and little flowers that are starting to pop up, and there's just all these different growth things that are happening. And I felt very compelled to talk about this as a visual of how spiritual awakening happens and ascension happens. And it feels very much like this too. So as people that have gone through this, we can resonate with this. You spend your whole life as a caterpillar, okay? And you're crawling. You're learning how to survive as a caterpillar. That was your normal. That's your identity, that's your truth. And then you're minding your own business, and however it comes to you, then comes the awakening. It comes out of
Mhm.
nowhere. It comes out of nowhere. I'm telling you, you can't plan for it. Yes, your soul signed up
Mhm.
for it before you came here, but it comes out of nowhere. Okay? Something cracks you open. It's a threshold moment, it's a trigger, it's a loss, it's a connection. Maybe it's a divine counterpart, whatever it is. It's the moment you can't unsee, right? And so suddenly the life that you've been living isn't the full truth. That's the beginning. That's your awareness. And it just comes. And then you enter then once you go through that, you enter the cocoon stage, okay? This is the isolation stage. This is the dark night that we've talked about. This is the pull inward. What's where your old identity starts dissolving and the roles that you played and the identities that you had and the patterns that you learned and the beliefs that you carried, they all start breaking down inside while you're being isolated inside that cocoon, that dark night. And again, you didn't ask for this, it just happens, okay? It
Mhm.
just starts happening to you. And it doesn't feel spiritual. There's nothing about this that feels spiritual. So I don't want anybody to think like if you're going through this or you've started it or if you've been through it, you're going to resonate, right? It doesn't feel spiritual. It's not like you're in the cocoon feeling holy. It's like no, you're feeling like completely
You're
broken
feeling
and
holy
miserable.
shit. Yep.
Yes, you feel like your whole life is destroyed.
Mhm.
It feels like everything is falling apart and you feel like well, you feel like goo. Like, okay, like there's no structure, there's no clarity. There's just emotional waves that hit you over and over again. Confusion, shedding of your old identity. And so this is the death that we've talked about many times before the rebirth. And so when you're in this stage, it is not fun. It is not comfortable. It is the very opposite of any of those things, but it's necessary. And then comes the becoming and you start to see things differently and you start to question everything and you begin healing. You begin setting boundaries that we've talked about. You begin choosing yourself in ways that you never have before and you're not the caterpillar anymore, but you're not fully grounded in who you are yet to be either, right? So
Yep.
this is that in between stage. It's the integration. And this is where I've been for a while. Like I went through the awakening. I was in the cocoon for a very long time. And then I started to come into the becoming so that I can start, my healing, my boundaries, my choosing myself.
Mhm.
And I've mentioned this, like, but you don't really know who you are anymore. And here I am saying, like, asking God, like, who am I supposed to be, like, in this new phase of my life? So, but this
Where
is the
I was
becoming.
Did you ever see the caterpillar that looks like a mustache?
No.
Yeah. Okay, it's a Florida thing.
Okay.
You know not to touch them
Okay.
because they actually have venomous spikes, but they look like
Oh,
this fluffy and they're like, "Oh my god, I wanna touch it. It looks like a little walking mustache."
that's
But they
awesome.
have venomous spikes in them. So, I went in my cocoon as that caterpillar, and when I came out, I was like, "Where's my spikes, bitch?" Like,
Oh,
"What do you
God.
mean? What do you mean
Yeah.
I don't have spikes anymore? What do you mean I can't be venomous?" That's all I've
Yeah.
known to be my entire life.
Oh, it's
So, when you
interesting.
turn into the goo
Yeah.
and you come out, y
Yep.
you don't even recognize yourself sometimes. So,
No,
just so you know.
not at
Okay,
all.
go ahead and continue, but I wanted to
Oh,
add that.
you were the walking mustache one. That's awesome.
I
I would
was.
I'd just be one of those, like, really fuzzy woolly bear ones, like, just the cute little woolly bear ones that just roam around, it's like, they're harmless. They don't, anyway. Okay, so then from the becoming, then you emerge, okay? And you have wings now. And you see your worth and you understand your patterns and you feel more aligned with your truth and your purpose and your voice. And here's the part people skip over. You don't instantly know how to be this version of yourself, right? So this is now where I'm stepping into. This is where I am now. This is the phase that I have now. I'm out of the cocoon. I've done my healing and integrations. You're always going to be healing, but like you're doing that. You've set your boundaries. You know your worth. I'm trying to find my voice and my purpose. That's why I was asking spirit, like, what is my purpose now? But I don't quite know how to be this version yet. So it's uncomfortable. So, but it's you're emerging, right? So you're still moving, you're still growing, you're still doing things. It's just you're just not quite all the way there yet. And so then you learn to fly and it's awkward at first, I'm assuming, right? So I'm not there yet, but I bet you I will be there very soon.
Yeah, you're
It's
gonna bump into
awkward.
some shit.
Yep, it's awkward at first. You fall back into some old habits sometimes. You question yourself, you test your boundaries, and then you recalibrate. That's the most important thing, is that you just know, you're like, okay, I'm not a caterpillar anymore. I don't even look like a caterpillar anymore. It's like I am totally different species now.
Mhm.
So you're trying to figure this out, right? But okay, so you're learning to fly. At the learning to fly stage, this is the embodiment. This is practice. Flying isn't instant, it's learned. And if you watch these little creatures do it, they're awkward as heck. Like you'll see them start and they're like one wing and then they like kind of hit the ground and then they try again. And, so it's like it takes some time for that to happen. And the people, we've talked about this a lot other times, that knew you as the caterpillar, they don't always understand your transformation. Like they're going to look at you and be like, shit, the last time I saw you, you were a walking mustache and now you're a butterfly. Like, what the fuck? I haven't seen you in a minute and now you're a whole butterfly.
Mhm.
How'd you do
Mhm.
that? So some are confused, some are triggered, and some want the old version of you back because that version made them comfortable, but that version of you doesn't exist anymore. And that's the thing that's hard sometimes. I mean, some people you're like, yeah, peace, who cares? Like, I don't care if you're
Yep.
comfortable or not. Bye, good riddance. It just hurts with the people that maybe you did care about and you did want in your life, but they can't get there with you. That can be tough. Because awakening isn't just about realizing who you are, it's about becoming. And so you were never meant to stay in survival mode. You were meant to evolve, to expand. That's why your soul signed up for this, okay? So if you're going through an awakening, that's why your soul came here. This is the whole purpose, that your soul came here to awaken, even though some other people may not be. Yours came to awaken, to evolve, to expand, to rise. And this next version of you requires wings. Okay? So if it feels unfamiliar, if it feels uncomfortable, good, because you're not broken. You're right on time learning how to fly. And so that's what we all have to embrace in ourselves as we're going through this, because there's so many times where you're just like, "Ugh, fuck this. Like, I'll just be a caterpillar again. Like, fuck. Like, geez. Like,
Give me my
nobody
venom
wants
back.
me
I'll
to be a
crawl on the
butterfly.
ground.
Yeah, like nobody wants me to be a butterfly. I'm up here
Yeah.
failing at that, trying to figure out what the hell I'm doing. I'm getting tossed around in the wind. I don't know how to do that. My diet's probably totally different now. I don't eat the things I used to as a caterpillar. I don't even have other butterflies around. I don't even know how to find butterflies yet. It's like I knew my caterpillar community. Like we were all crawling together, right? We grew up and we were in each other's shit, right? And we were like,
And
hey,
meanwhile, universe is throwing the flowers at your feet and you're not stopping to smell them. You're just
yeah,
walking
apparently you're
over
supposed to
them.
do stuff with them too. Like, do they pollinate or some shit now? I don't know what they do. Okay, there's probably something with that. But like, I don't have any flowers being thrown at my feet. Whatever. Just it's just the way it is. But, it's just like
It's because you're still in the cocoony spot, like, or
yeah,
you're
I'm
just drying
emerging.
your
No, I'm
wings
out of the
off.
cocoon. Like I've cleared the goop away,
You're just
and
drying your
I'm
wings off.
emerged.
I've just been sitting on my wherever I hatched from
Yeah.
for a very long time, being like, "Oh, is that a flower? I don't
Yeah,
know.
you're
I
like,
don't want to."
yeah, I know I can fly, but I ain't doing that. So like I'm just gonna hole up over here and just have my things
Where's
that
my
I've
venom?
gathered.
I want my venom back.
Exactly. And they're saying like, yeah, nah, you don't get venom as a butterfly anymore. You gotta be like this whole other thing. So, and you probably have other special gifts and powers that you just don't know yet. But you'll have to ask Spirit about that. Like, hey, what do I do now? Like, hey, you took my venom away. Now what do I got? Like what kind of things do I
You
got now?
got pants dropping, eye contact.
Yeah, I mean, you might
Veggie
have,
section.
how do you know? Like, you might have laser antennas or something. You don't know. Like, you don't know. You could have like electric antennas. How do you know? You don't. But it's not easy. I get it. But you have to embrace it. I'm just learning to embrace all of it and be like, well, okay, I'm a butterfly now, or now I gotta learn how to fly. Apparently, in this bitch, like, I don't know. And am I supposed to fly? Like, yeah, I guess that's how I'm supposed to get
That's why we're
around.
attracting all the birds. They're trying to eat us.
Oh my God, probably. Now I got other predators that I gotta deal with. Like, shit, like, can't I catch a break? Like, can't I just, like,
No.
go off into a meadow now and do whatever? I don't even know what butterflies do. I should probably look that up and figure that out. Like, what is their I don't know. They're probably pollinators. Yeah, they gotta be, right? Because 'Cause they're always with the flowers and that you can plant flowers that attract them. I know that. So they must be they're
They just
pollinators.
make
I
the
don't
world
know.
not suck as much, I guess.
I
Hey,
guess,
look,
you
that's
know.
something pretty floating by. I guess the world doesn't suck so much.
My god. I remember this is kind of a cute little story. I remember when Livy was, like, I think she was 3, and, we took her to, the
The Strong
museum.
Museum.
Yep, the Strong Museum of Play, and
You don't remember I got kicked out of there?
no.
I was there. I was there
When you
with
were
you and
with
your
me, with Livy?
yes.
I don't remember. But do you remember, like,
Oh,
we took
because I was
so
kicked out in like 3 seconds, I started swatting.
that's what she did. That's why. This is why I was saying. So they have a whole butterfly garden, right? Which like you go into and like in theory she loved the butterflies. Like she was like,
Yeah.
"Mommy, the butterflies." I didn't realize you were with me on that. Okay, but anyway, so we go in there and it's like this whole big huge like atmosphere that they've done for these butterflies. They got like
Mhm.
serene music playing and water running and it's beautiful and they have like all these endangered butterflies and everything. Tully, have you
Yeah.
ever been in there? You probably have, right? Have you
Mhm.
been in it? Yeah. So you know what I'm talking about.
A few
It's
times, yeah.
beautiful, right? It's really pretty. Yeah, you shouldn't take a 3-year-old in there because as soon as we were in there, they start flying free, right? Like these are butterflies, thousands of them all over the place, all different
Mhm.
kinds of. She starts flailing and screaming and
Mhm.
trying to swat these rare butterflies.
I
And I
wasn't flailing
remember,
and screaming, I just swatted. I was got close and I'd be like, "What the get out." Like,
oh my god, yeah, because they do. They come and they land on you and whatever
right.
else. Yeah,
It's a
so
lot.
that was a panic moment for me. It was like I had to hold her arms down while she's flailing and screaming, and like try to get her out of there. Like a minute. She's like, "Yeah, I'm not into this at all." And I was like, "Well," so I didn't really get to enjoy it very much. I don't think I didn't go back in because she was always with me and I knew she wouldn't handle it well. So
Mhm.
but yes, it's like that. It's like that environment and it's kind of I don't know, it was peaceful, I guess, if you weren't having people swat at things. Anyways, that's a funny story. I didn't realize that you got bounced from there too. Yeah, you guys are very much
Yep.
alike.
Mhm. I did.
So funny. Well,
I
I
don't
better
know, it
not
was when
tell
she
her that
was
her mom.
3 or, whatever. I do remember your ex-wife was there, so I
Oh,
don't I don't know.
yeah, probably. Well, then she must have been
I don't know
younger
when
than
it
that
was.
because she wouldn't have
Yeah,
been around very much longer. Whatever. Anyways, it
I
was
don't
when
know.
she was little. That's all I know.
Yep.
We better not tell her that we're butterflies now because she might start
Right.
swatting at us. Don't tell
But
her that
tell her
her
I'm the
mom's a
mustache
butterfly now.
one. I don't know if I still have the venom in
What's
me or
up?
not, but don't swat,
Hey,
girl. Don't swat,
hey, watch your
cause that
SWAT.
mustache one. Right.
Okay.
I'm gonna
All right,
swat
let's
back.
transition. Let's transition
Ooh,
to the trigger this bitch segment that
trigger
G
this
has
bitch.
for us she has for us today.
Yeah, so this week we're gonna talk about what I call handlers, okay?
Oh, perfect.
So, mm, how do you identify a handler? All right. These are the people who come into your life and they try to push you in a certain direction. Sometimes it's subtle and sometimes it's really like in your face.
Sure.
Um, it can sound something like, "Oh, well, you shouldn't talk to that other person over there because they're not good for you," with like no actual reason behind it.
Yeah.
Or you can just notice their
Love that.
body language when you're having a conversation with somebody else and their body language will just all of a sudden shift and you can feel the tension or the
Mm,
jealousy just because they're not included. And
yeah.
that's when you know it's a handler. Handlers always want you all to themselves. They don't want to share
Mm,
your energy with anybody else. They need to be the center of your attention. And they'll
yeah.
celebrate you, but only if they can relate your success back to themselves. They're always the ones that are going to be
Oh,
like, "Oh, well, I was there when that happened," or "That was because of me," right?
God.
That's the
You.
handlers. If you achieve something on your own, they'll
Mm.
minimize it. Like, they'll break it down just enough to make you question, like, "What was that even a big deal?" I guess not. At the core of it all, it's all about control. Like,
What the hell?
I've had handlers in my life my entire life, and they've come in
Ugh.
different roles. They've come in family, they've come in friends, they've
Mhm.
come in relationships. For me, it started with our dad.
Ugh.
To our
Yeah.
dad, I was more like a possession than a person, always. I was just something he could, like, pull out of his pocket and be like, "This is mine," just like an asset so he could gain validation. That's
Yeah.
how I've always felt. So it started for me very young. It
Yeah.
didn't stop there. I've had relationships where the other person always needed to be like the closest one to me. And if, you know,
Ugh.
anything ever got in between that, be another person, another situation, a feeling, anything like that, it would turn into like an emotional breakdown or situations where I had to
Yeah.
drop everything and just focus directly back on them even if I had my own
Yeah.
chaos going on. They're the ones that will manipulate into, like, getting back into your center of attention.
Mm.
They're the ones that give you the subtle digs, the negativity towards anything that didn't center around them or the path that they wanted you on. It's like an unspoken agenda where you
Yikes.
can feel it, but you just keep telling yourself, like, but they're there for me. I mean, are they? You just start
Yeah.
noticing the patterns. They point out your flaws and then they call it help or growth. When in reality, all they're trying
Uh,
to do is break you down just enough
yeah.
to position themselves to be the person that you go to because you're feeling bad.
Yeah.
Sometimes it even shows up financially.
Mm.
So they'll encourage you into decisions that will drain you, get you stuck
Oh,
or dependent. And now you're just working to maintain a lifestyle or a situation that keeps you attached to them.
God. God.
Yeah, handlers.
Yikes.
One of the biggest signs is they can't genuinely celebrate your joy, especially
Mm.
when they have no part of it. So
Yeah.
even if it's like a small win, they will, you know, find a problem with it. Like they'll make it not great. My last relationship, he would always say to me, "Don't flatter yourself."
Huh.
And half the time that didn't even fit in the context of what? Don't flatter myself. Like, basically, sit down somewhere. Don't be too proud. Like, sit down. You're not great.
That's
Looking
awesome.
back, yeah.
God.
Looking back, I
Good. But it
realize I've had handlers. Yes. I've had handlers my entire life, basically. Always somebody in the background, pushing, nudging, steering, influencing. And I asked myself, like, why? Why me? Like, why do these people feel the need to control me?
Mhm.
And when I really woke up to it, I found my answer. No matter what I have been through, I always kept going.
Yeah.
I could carry it. I could carry the weight. I could take the hit. I can and still keep moving forward. I think people saw that in me before I did. They saw
Yeah.
something strong, something resilient, something they wanted to attach themselves to. But
Yeah.
now I see it too. And I've
Mhm.
made a decision. No one gets a free ride anymore, ever.
Nope. Nope.
No. This time, from here on out, I'm driving my own life. I'm in
Yep.
full control. I'm unapologetic, focused, and unbothered. So trigger that bitch.
I love that it's called Trigger That Bitch. Yeah, all of that as you're saying all of these things, I gotta tell you, like, in my chest, like, my chest
Tight.
just tightens. Like, it is suffocating, okay? Like, I'm
It is.
telling you, that whole time, I'm just like, "Holy crap."
And will you maybe cut this out? Maybe. Maybe it flies, maybe it
No,
doesn't.
no. No, no, I won't. I'm just telling you, like, that's the reaction that my body is having, is that my chest
Yes.
tightens.
Yep.
So, maybe that's a sign for somebody, is that maybe you're listening to this and your chest tightens, or that sounds like somebody that's in your life that makes your chest tighten. Listen, if it is doing that to you, there's your sign
Show
that
them
maybe you're
the door.
dealing with a handler like this that is
Yes.
diminishing your worth and keeping you
Mhm.
controlled and not allowing you to fully be who you're supposed to be, in some way benefiting from you. I gotta be honest with you, even some of what you're saying there sounds a little narcissistic as well.
Yep.
It's like
Mhm.
using people for their benefit. That's also what you could call it
But
too, but
you know what? People like us, we don't understand that. Like, Tolly, can you understand? Like, I could never do that to somebody. So you don't want to see it. You don't want to see it. Or you think, like, that person isn't that intelligent to actually
yeah.
come up with some malicious
Yeah.
plan because
Yeah.
they're not. But again, it's back to what I was saying before. It is just training from a very young age. It's tactical training.
Yeah.
It's just, if I do this, I'm going to get this result. It's not some big master
Yeah, it's
plan.
just I don't
There,
get why that I mean, yeah, I mean, that's a
I don't
really
know.
good point. Like Tully, could you ever see yourself like treating somebody like this and acting like that and being like glomming
No.
onto them and making them do what you want them to do?
People are different nowadays anyways, and I think a
Yeah.
lot of people have become so much more selfish.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of like, sadly, it's like the new normal.
Yeah. So if
And
their selfishness, if they know they can handle you to get something out of
sure,
it,
sure.
gross,
That's
dude.
sad. That is
So
gross.
gross.
I don't I don't
I'll just start
I
smelling the
get
flowers at my feet.
okay. Yeah, that's nice. As much as I've divulged about who I've been in the world and how I am and whatever,
Hmm.
I don't think I had handlers. I'll tell you
Oh,
why.
I did.
Because my Aquarius self can't be oh god, as soon as somebody like hitches their wagon to you in that way that's just feels like it's weighted, and Tally, you'll resonate with this too. Aquarians freak the fuck out, okay? We just do. You have to feel like you have freedom and
What's right?
space in a relationship. Exactly,
Well,
because if you start coming at us like this, we are like, no, hell no,
so
no,
being
no.
the Taurian, and you know what? Our niece, I can tell you, she's the same way as I am.
Okay.
She's a Taurian too. And
Taurus.
being Taurus, we carry the burdens. So just
Mm.
hitching something else on there, we don't even notice it because we're carrying everything. We're like,
Oh God,
all
no.
right, I guess you're hitching a ride too. So we carry us, everybody else, the problems, the baggage, so that's who we are. We're the
Hell
bulls
no.
that carry the weight up the damn mountains. So
Yeah.
hell yeah, there's gonna be like, yo, I'm gonna control that bull because that bull has like a prize to it. So once it gets to the
Yeah.
top of this mountain, I'm gonna cash out. And then I'm gonna
Yeah.
make some
Yeah.
fucking bull babies and hamburger. I don't know. So
Yeah. Yeah, we are
joke's on
not
you,
like
bro.
that as Aquarius people. Aquarius people are like, listen, we are weirdos, okay? Like we just are. Right, Tolly? We just are. At least we learned to embrace
100%.
that early. We are
Mhm.
dreamers. We are big thinkers. We are creative. We are loyal as fuck. Okay?
Oh
Like
my
when
God.
when
Sometimes
we
to a fault.
always to a fault, Dolly, unless it's with the right people now, right?
Right.
If it's with the right
Mhm.
people, then it's not. I'm telling you, when you're an Aquarius and you lock in, like, and these are like, this is your person, these are your people, like, I'm telling you, you are loyal like crazy. Okay. But to get there, it takes a minute because we just have to always have that balance. Like, I think that's why is like I listen, I think I would see these handlers coming from a mile away even before I was awakened, and I'd be like, "No, no, no," because it's like that
Oh,
cleanliness, that tightness. Hell
don't
no, no, no.
don't get it wrong. Most of the handlers I
Yeah.
knew were handlers.
Oh,
I
okay.
knew they
So you
were,
did
but I was
recognize
just
them.
like, bitch, I'm a bull. So
Right.
I'm gonna let you handle as much as, you know, I, I'm gonna let you keep me in the corral for as
Yeah.
long as I want to be here.
Yeah.
But
But
when
then
I
when I
don't want to
decide
be in
I'm
this
out, I'm out.
corral anymore,
Yeah.
I'm out. And
Yeah.
just like that, without warning, I'm out.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
I
don't, but
just
I'm not even allowing the whole handler thing anymore, like, at all.
No,
Like, fuck
no.
that
Like,
shit.
listen. Yeah, if you've got these
Gross.
people, like, no, 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 you gotta let those
Mhm.
go. Like, they just, I mean, these are people that probably are us clearly insecure. They don't stand on their
Yep.
own. They need to, these are tree pickers. They want to pick from your tree,
Mhm.
but then tell you your
Mhm.
tree is inadequate, apparently. Like,
Yep.
what? Like, your apples could be better,
Yep.
Grow your
but
own
you keep
fucking
coming around.
apples.
Yep.
Exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. But you keep coming around and eating them, so I don't understand what your problem is,
Mhm.
bro. It's like
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't get it. Anyways.
It
Yeah.
just needs
So
to be
yeah,
story time with
don't be
Tolly.
with these people. Yeah. Yeah, it does. Tali, what do you got for us this week?
Tolly, what you got for us, girl?
Yeah, I gotta put you down, buddy.
Oh, Mr.
Here
B.
you go,
Hey,
bud.
you're being B's
Chilling,
handler right now.
right?
Right.
Looking at the way he's looking at me, he's like, "Boo."
Fuck you.
The usual way he looks at me with
Yeah.
disgust.
At least he's not trying to be your
Yes.
handler, girl.
Yeah,
If
girl.
for a 15-pound dog, I'll tell you what, he has knocked me down on my butt more times. He
I
handles
bet.
me.
Oh, I
It
bet
is
he
Okay.
does.
BS. I got to
Okay.
change that up.
Okay.
He's right here looking at me like,
Okay.
right?
That's awesome.
This is a
My
book,
God.
and it is called Eating Out.
This is a book.
And it is by one of my faves,
Wow.
Miss
Then we-
Kinsey. Amazing.
Amazing. She is
I thought it
amazing.
was
I
Hogan
love
Wiener.
her.
Which was so great. She is a fantastic.
Kinsey Amazing. I love Kinsey Amazing.
Some people forget about the importance of eating out. It has
Oh,
great benefits.
wow.
There ain't no doubt.
Jesus Christ.
God. Okay. This is how it starts. Perfect.
Your partner will feel
God.
so great, especially if it's something you initiate. Wow, babe, we haven't done this in so
Oh,
long. I was
wow.
starting to
Okay.
feel like we were all wrong. I'm so excited for this. It's definitely something I've missed. Let's
Oh,
go
wow.
downtown and eat. It'll be my
look out.
treat. Wink, he said. Sure, that sounds good to me. What type of food will it be?
Oh.
She's like,
Mm,
I don't know.
I don't know. What's on the menu?
I was kind of thinking sushi, or does
Oh.
that sound too bougie?
Come on. Oh, my God.
Yes,
Okay.
sushi sounds great to me. You just made
Wow.
me the happiest I could be.
Okay.
This is so good. I forgot how fun eating out can be.
Uh,
So we will do it more often. Is that what you're telling me?
mm.
Yes, I'll eat out every night.
Oh.
Sometimes you just have to
Okay.
remind me, all right?
Oh, you just gotta be reminded.
You gotta set an alarm on the phone, girl.
That sounds great. Not gonna lie. Now, how about some pie?
Oh. Gotta have that dessert.
She got that cherry
Hey.
pie.
Oh, good God.
For
My
all that
God.
need a gentle reminder to eat out more often.
Oh my God.
Thank
We are definitely
you,
writing.
Miss Kinsey.
She doesn't disappoint, does she? Oh my God.
It really is
It's
good.
amazing. She's good.
God.
She's really good. She's one of our favorites. Hey, was she the one
She's
that did the
funny.
cookie book? I think so. She's
You
good.
want to eat my cookie?
She's good.
Well,
Yes.
she's got a lot of them. A
Oh,
lot of the
her
good,
things
a lot of
went
the
with
good
that.
ones are from her too.
I'm telling you, she's
Mhm.
good.
She's funny.
She's gonna be like, that's our caliber. Like, we gotta be at that caliber. So when we write our books, we're gonna be at that caliber. Whatever our name's gonna be. I know we keep threatening these things, but they're coming. Like, we're gonna do it. We're gonna sit down and we're gonna do it. We're
I'll
gonna
just
think of our themes.
come back in.
Listen, all the gutter monkeys could be themes of these books, okay? I'm just
Yep.
telling you. I'm just telling you right now. Just go through
Or
the
the
gutter
trigger
monkey
of this
list.
bitch.
Exactly. They could all be that way. I am happy to say that I am in the process of I told you I'm working on, like, the secret passion project, which I'm not gonna share, yet because it's not ready. But I'm also, I've been inspired to create, LGBTQ plus friendly, tarot decks and oracle decks.
Oh, okay.
So I
Oh, that's
am I
great.
am in the process of doing that. So, yeah, they're pretty awesome too, I gotta tell you.
That's great.
So, because you know what? Like, if you're a part of the community and you grab these decks, I don't wanna see, like, like, I wanna see something that resonates for me, you know? It's like, I
Right.
want it to be that's something that I resonate with, you know? It's like, I don't like anyways, maybe it's not that it's not like I have any hate about the other decks, I'm just saying, like,
No,
you
but
like to
it's
see
important
yourself.
to
Yeah, you like to see yourself represented, like, so, for these decks, like, I'm doing, non-binary, trans, drag queens, and all various types of coupling. So I think it's pretty cool thing.
that's awesome.
So I'm working on that now. Yeah, because I need one more thing. But these are fun projects for me. Whatever. Okay, so this episode took all kinds of twists and turns. We all came in with very similar affirmations without trying, talking about our whole vibes. So I love that. So that must be a thing for us now that we're going into. Then G shared about stopping and smelling the roses, but before that, holding her pants up and almost kissing a dude in the lettuce aisle or something. I don't know. So there's that. So hopefully we'll see how that evolves. You better start paying attention because who knows what how that evolves next. Okay, I'm not even sure. And I'm coming out, so I don't want to see that happening if we're going to the store or whatever else. Okay, what the hell? Okay, I'll have to update about what happens when I come out there. Anyways, who knows? And then we talked about the path to ascension, the caterpillar to the butterfly. And that really is the best example of, analogy for how spiritual awakening feels and what you go through. Like it or not, once you start it, it is going to happen. People are like,
Yep.
it's a choice. No, no, it probably was a choice when you were up at source and then you came down here and now this is the fulfillment of that. Okay. So it's like
Right.
you can't stop it from happening. If it happens to you, it happens. Like and it's supposed to. Just go with it. Like just let it do what it's supposed to do. Know that you're not alone. We've been through it too. There's millions of others of us that are going to continue to go through it because this is the season of that. I think that there's a great awakening that's
Mhm.
happening. So there's that. And then trying to learn to be a butterfly and not get swatted or figure out what you're eating or what you do or who you hang out with or whatever. I don't know. And then G talked about trigger this bitch and the handlers that try to man, that gave me like pressure in my chest. Whatever. Like people that try to like handle you to be what they need you to be and to do what they need you to do. And oh God, that's so
Yeah.
suffocating. To an Aquarian, like they would rather just lay down and die. Okay. I'm just telling you
No,
right now.
thank you.
Yeah, no. And then Tully finished everything off, wrapped it up neatly in a bow with eating out. So, and the importance of doing that. And then G said, maybe you set an alarm on your phone so that you remember to do that, apparently, so you don't forget. I mean, it's
Yeah,
good
put it
advice,
in
I guess. If
your Google Docs, your Google
yeah, you put it in
Calendar,
your
Apple,
calendar.
Apple,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
Yeah. Put it in your Apple Watch so that when that beeps awkwardly in front of a bunch of people, you'd be like, oh, that's
Would
just my
that be
reminder to eat out.
would that be
Like, what?
classified as a workout or would that be
It probably could. I mean, because I mean, there
I mean,
is,
depending
yeah. I
on
mean, why?
true, true, very true.
Depend.
Okay. Yep.
You know what? I think it's depending on your vigor,
Oh
if you know what I
god.
mean. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I'm just
Good
saying.
point. Good point.
So it just depends.
God.
I should ask my trainer that this week if that qualifies.
Oh
Like, should I put that on
God.
traditional or like is that a
What are we
traditional or
talking
whatever?
here?
Listen, that's not even a setting that I get to have right now. Okay. So that's not even a thing. Okay. Whatever. So, but apparently when you do, then you just set it as a calendar reminder or whatever. And then Yeah, log it in your workout journal. So,
Okay.
yeah, especially if you're doing weightlifting or whatever else. Who knows? I mean, get creative. All right. So I think that's we're gonna leave,
Oh God. Gotta go.
we're gonna
I'm
leave it
out.
like this. And
Bye.
we'll see you next time. See ya.
See ya.
Bye.